Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are just about ready to get underway. And before we do, I do have a special guest with me. The little lower third isn't lying. I am joined by Dogbert, who is on Skype with me. How are you doing, Dogbert?
I'm doing very well. I survived my event of the weekend and ready to get some BF4 action in.
That's what we all really want to be doing. And we did want to start with a different game today, but we did have to switch up onto this one. But that's no real bother. While the other teams are getting themselves ready, I believe it'll be Exertus against MnG. And just to give you guys a little bit of an update on how the overall standings are looking, I can just chuck us here. And it'll be the top 10 who go through to the group stages, which are not too far away. I believe, yeah, the 28th. So it's not too far away at all. And I love you guys too in chat. And yeah, top 10. So there's a lot of teams fighting it out in that kind of 13th to, let's say, maybe 16th position. And we're casting two teams pretty much tied on points at the moment. So I think it'd be a nice little way to kind of sum up what we're seeing and see how we're actually going to be doing at the moment. And your thoughts on these two teams as well, because you probably know the scene a little bit better than I do, and I'm not too up to date on these guys. So how's this looking?
This will be an interesting game. I think the Exertus guys have been in the scene for a long time. They've got a lot of big name guys. And really, I'm quite surprised that they're only sitting there with really 20 points. They have missed out on getting some points on Cop 2. And I think that might come back to hurt them here. But they need to do really well in this one to go further. But even if they win this game, they can have some difficulties further down the road. But at this point in the series, you're going to have to come up against big hitters like quite early on. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough test. But MnG, they've been around for a long time. They knocked out, they actually beat the UK national team, which was on Dam, and they did it quite decisively as well. So, you know, and all those guys played. So, you know, this could be a really good game.
It certainly could be, and I think we're going to be starting on a map that isn't this one unless I've been lied to. Or maybe I have. I'm not too sure. We'll find out in a second. We're going to jump into game, so I can leave you guys staring at the beautiful in-game overlays that I had to throw together very quickly. Side note, just letting you guys know. It was a very quick changeover, so it wasn't a smooth thing that happened. And I think we need to kind of talk to you about how iSeries went, because obviously that was the event you attended not too long ago on the weekend. And there were a couple of Battlefield teams there. You didn't really get to see too much of them because they went on stage. But, you know, how was it there? You know, how are the teams looking?
Yeah, it was really good. Got to meet the Infused guys. Obviously, they were going up against the other UK lineup, and they had Jarrett playing in as their ringer, basically. And it was an interesting one, but really, at the end of the day, it was Intense versus Infused. And the Infused guys, you know, they're a very dangerous and top team, so it was quite easy for them to kind of get the win. Jarrett trying his magic, but wasn't really enough. And yeah, I think that's always going to be the case. The maps are going to be Dawnbreaker, and that's been picked by MnG, and it's going to be Parasol Storm for Exertus. And if we go to a third map, it shall be Locker. All these kind of things really do make me think. I mean, just for two names that instantly catch my attention as Brosef and Smashu, and you've got Langer there who's been around for a while, and as much as the MnG guys.
It's a hard one to say, to be fair.
I know.
I'm sorry, I've given us a really awkward name to say. I do apologise.
I might just stick to the Italians just to make it easier, you know. But, you know, they are pretty damn good, and I have played against them many a time on an ESL Versus, but I must admit, this is probably the first time I'm going to be watching them play in any of the ESL 1 games.
Yeah, and to be fair, there's a lot on the line for these guys, because they aren't too far away from the possibility of getting to that top 10 to play through towards the offline finals, where there's a lot of money on the line, but there's a lot of work to be done to get there as well. Let's bear in mind, the next round, if they do get through this, they'd meet against Fnatic, who are currently, I believe, second in the overall standings, just being pipped to the post by Epsilon not too long ago. So a little bit of a tough task. Let's look at it that way. You know, it's not exactly the easiest way to start things off for these guys. But, you know, there's, as you said earlier, there is no easy routes anymore. There's, you know, the one thing about the Battlefield scene at the moment is a lot of these teams are at the top tier level. You get, you know, a good handful, let's say 6 teams, which means, what, second, maybe third round, you're going to be facing off against some very good players no matter where you are in these brackets. You know, it's a tough time for any team to get better, but also it means you get to play against the best, which does kind of help. And you know, when I had the pleasure of casting with Jack Frags, when, you know, you ran away from us and you left me in the cold, you horrible man. Hi, Nico. Basically, he said, the reason that Infused aren't maybe on the par as some other teams is just because they don't practice enough. They don't have that drive that some of these teams do have, because some of these teams really do play time in, time out. And I didn't realize how much until I was talking to him. And it was like, well, these guys pretty much, they'll do 2-on-2s on the servers. They will play every single second they can just to make sure they're giving themselves the edge. And I don't blame them, really. If there's a good chunk of money on the line, why not try your hardest? So I don't know. I'm not too sure what to see of these teams coming up because, as you said, I haven't seen these guys either. I haven't been able to cast these. We've seemed to be on a bit of an Infuse spree for a little while. We stuck with them, see if they could do any better. It was mostly because I was trying to get Vanquish to give me a nice Infuse t-shirt, but he didn't do it. So my ploy has failed parlously. But still, it's always good to keep up with the UK scene because the UK scene does get a little bit downtrodden, let's say, in FPS games. Not at the pinnacle that we once were, so it's always good to check in with them. But it's been an interesting couple of games so far that we've seen, but I want to kind of have your thoughts overall, because you obviously did cast the first season we had, and you also have casted the second. Now, first season we saw real dominance from Fnatic. They kind of got put to the bed by the offline finals, but this season they're already ranked 2. They've not been winning the cups like they were in the first one, and they have made the lineup changes that people think they should have done, let's just say, or they've kind of swapped a player in and out and put one to more of a backup role. Now, what are your thoughts on kind of the top 3 at the moment? Because it's quite unstable and it's quite hard to predict. How do you feel it's going to come down to it in the groups and maybe even the offline finals here?
I think really what we've seen last season was quite a predictable Fnatic Epsilon at first, and then UMAV started to step up, and then right at the end Pyrogen as well. And obviously you had the teams like Dignitas and ESC and Dynamics all in the mix, really. But, at the beginning it was pretty easy for a lot of people. It was just like Fnatic, Epsilon. But it didn't get interesting until the groups, and that's where a lot of surprises came in. And especially for all the top teams, I'm looking right now just at the groups, like from 8 up to 1. Everything was pretty much, we're going to get to the group stage. That's going to happen. But if they have a bad performance there, they'll find themselves not going to the LAN final at all. And all that effort for them will be for nothing. So literally all teams right now are doing nothing but constant practice and dissection of other team strategies. And that's what we've seen last season. A massive jump from both teams, from all teams, on to strategy and practice. And I think this is really where it's going to come down to. So obviously Fnatic and Epsilon leading the pack and so on. But, there's some surprises there. Meteor Makers, even though they did obviously win the last offline final, they've been struggling to find their feet a bit recently and been coming up short. But that still put them in 3rd place. And Pyrogen, another team, obviously got to the final and really, destroyed both Dignitas and Fnatic and almost destroying MYM. They're at 4th and fading, really. So it's really weird. But I honestly think it all really comes down to groups. These teams know they're going to get there. It's all about their performance next week.
It is, and it's not the first time we'll be seeing upsets. As you said, the offline finals during the last season were absolutely unbelievable. If you haven't actually checked those out, do head over to the Battlefield ESL 1 website and check them out, because the VODs there are pretty damn incredible. You'll hear the man who's talking to me right now casting. I was not allowed to cast. There was only room for one English person on the board, and well, we don't count Benson, he's ginger, but we keep Dogbert there, and I had to be shipped around the world doing other things. But still, I've got to say, in this matchup, I'm not sure what to expect. We've been generally trying to follow the teams that I know. And actually, I thought we should try something a little bit better, or a little bit different, should we say. And I've chosen a game with the hardest to pronounce names in the world, with a lot of 4s and 3s and 0s in them. I think I made a mistake here, guys. I do apologize for anyone who expected me to be able to actually say the names, but I think we're just about ready to get into this one. So hopefully it shouldn't take too long. And if you are new to this and you are just tuning in and you're not sure how the rules are, do check out, there it is, that side. A little bit of a basic rundown of what you can be expecting from these teams and what you can be expecting to see, because this isn't your standard Battlefield, let's say. It's not what you might be playing at home, and it may not be the style that you're used to, but it's what we run with in competitive. So let's dive back into game, because we are almost ready to get underway. And obviously, if new people are here, because there's a good few of you, there's a couple of thousand, 8,000, I like that. I like you guys are turning out. It's just for Dogbert, I know, but I'll pretend it's for me deep down. And I was hoping you may be able to give a bit of an explanation as to why we might be seeing some of the boosts at the start if they actually go for it. Because we see it a lot from the Chinese sides, actually, because they get the spawn that does really accompany for it. And what we can expect to see off the back of that from XTS.
Yeah, so Exertus is going to be spawning out and possibly what was originally the China side, obviously the harder side to start with usually, and that's because of how long it takes them to get into that B flag. They're using this boost here to get themselves quicker into the conflict at that B flag, because usually it would take a long, long time. Still dangerous though, you've got to be very careful. They're coming through a very narrow corner here. As you can see, they're already broken through. They're trying to spread out as much as they can. They didn't get hit by nades at all. It's probably a mistake from the Italian guys here in MnG. Didn't really stop Exertus at all, and right off the bat, Exertus taking the 2 flag hold, and this is not the start you want as the more favoured side the Italians are playing in.
No, and, well, let's see what MnG can do here. They've got a good chance. It looks like Moser will be going on that street side, maybe looking for a way through towards B, but it does seem to be covered. He gets shut down by Ming, so it's not exactly the ideal start, as you said, and it looks like the US side, you know, MnG, they weren't in the greatest positions, but they're at least trying to reclaim that catwalk section. But Smashu looks to be ready to be challenging, does get the tag, not the frag, drops the nade up and over, and gets back towards a different position. And, you know, I was talking to Jack Frags about this, and even he said, you know, it's all about controlling that catwalk side. It's all about that area. You can really dominate towards B, but at the moment it looks like it's going the way it kind of predicted, with the fact that, well, AtilaX, what a great name, has been kind of sitting up here the whole time. He's been laying down fire towards B. They might have just lost control of it. 2 players now towards that B side have claimed it over, but it's still a very scrappy early start to things. No one's really got into the flow of things. The points and the tickets are still very close, so I don't think we can read too much into it until it gets settled down. But who do you think's kind of had the better flow to it at the start? Who's kind of dominating the sites that are very important to them here?
I think Exertus got kind of what they needed here. The AB hold, they still don't have that catwalk. That's going to be painful to them, but they are controlling that B flag, and even though they're probably the more the harder side right now, they're still keeping this just about, what, 5 tickets ahead. So not disastrous for them, but definitely probably want to get control of that upper catwalk. It's Twisell sitting on. That's going to cause some issues, but right now, not too bad, except for a Monster just getting a kill over A, kind of opening up a flag, and this is a very possible full domination cap coming in early for the MnG guys.
It definitely is, and I love that play. We saw it just kind of unfolding. Frozen pushed forward rather than going for the B flag straight up. He went forward, kind of pressured towards A. Got a kill, got an exchange. Nothing too drastic, but it brought enough of the attention away, so Moser could push in towards the side. He's got the first kill, goes back in early for the second. Gets denied there in the end. So A should be going back into the hands of XTS. They are kind of picking up on that C site as well, but still, it's a strange hold. CA hold is a little bit of an obscure one, but, you know, can they maybe pick up B? I think they might be able to, actually.
Yeah, they got the spawns up out, and they're still harassing from the upper balcony, but there's a mini domination cap, and XCS, you can see from the layout right now, they're going for that AB. They know that upper balcony is definitely not within their control, but they're fine with that. Oh, and that's a beautiful kill on Revo, and Kuro's getting that. This is going to keep the C flag in XCS's control, and this puts the MnG guys in a real awkward spot here. They need to put people down onto C, but at the same time, they need to pressure that B flag as well. They're spread pretty thin right now.
Yeah, and it's been triple caps back and forth between these two. Frozen looking like he wants to dominate across that catwalk area, but he seems like he's not holding it, he's pushing it. He wants to clear this out. He knew there was a play there. He catches the glimpse, goes for the shot, gets denied by 2. So that's going to be reclaimed, but the respawns have come in, so maybe there could be a fight here, but Ming has just decimated 2 players there, reclaimed it for his side, and it looks like they should be getting the triple cap if they can stop this A site push. And, well, Cuckoo and the others are now making their way through. Famas in hand for him, not running with the standard setup here, so looking like they want to make a bit of a move, and Rave does go down, and the push has begun. Bro going around the side, picks up the kill, takes down Moser, the man who turned it around last time, and, well, A is up for grabs. They look like they want to push in. Reed holding on from far, just trying to live it out with the nades, but in the meantime, C going back towards MnG, B staying in the hands for now of XTS, but it's going back and forth rather quickly, but at the moment, it seems that XTS is just about coming out on top.
Yeah, they're more than coming out on top. They're just keeping control of that bleed most of the time, and they're focusing on that AB hold more often. Now they have that upper balcony, so it's going to be a lot easier for them. They harass that C flag whenever they can, but really XDS are coming out better in a lot of these trades. The bleed has gone against them for the first time in a while, and they have lost the upper balcony, but this gives them an extra man advantage in the center of the map, and that means they can harass both B and C and really just get the map fluid again, so they can try and you see, with a kill there in middle, that opens it up. They already know that XTS are going for C as well, so they're really just reacting right now, and they need to be kind of harassing that A flag, trying to do something to keep XPS on the back foot.
See if they can do anything here. Obviously, the capture point going into the hands of the Chinese side, but the push has started to kind of form out from MnG, but putting so many of their resources to just pick up this C site. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to defend B, but it actually looks like XTS are coming back around to challenge here. And while we see finally Smashu splitting across, getting himself back towards A, maybe hoping the rest of his side can keep eyes towards B, because they don't have B, they don't have C, and the respawns are coming through for the opposition. Ming now pushing in. He's been doing some brilliant work up to this point. Let's see if he can keep that up. Nice little shot there towards Reed. Takes him down, defending the site even further. C still up in the air, but it looks like his team has split down that roadside, so they're going to be trying to turn that one over. That's Ro down there. And they've actually got a good chance of this one, but they have negated control in the street, but Ming doesn't care. He's going to get one. There's one player pushing to his side. He's completely ignored him, and that's going to absolutely open that one up back into the hands of the US team, but maybe too little too late. Only 56 tickets, but to 96, but still a 2-1 hold against them.
Yeah, disastrous move by the MnG guys, just leaving that B flag and rushing back for C, and this has given XES a chance to get that B flag, even though it should have been completely denied to them here. And, you know, if MnG keep making mistakes like this, and XES is going to keep extending this lead, and right now it's almost like 40 tickets ahead, and this is MnG's map, and I really don't see how they're going to be able to rectify this on the harder side next round. So right now, XCS doing a great job, but look at it constantly, that A-B hold. They might get that C flag, but they really just want that A-B hold, and they keep setting up for it and getting it.
Well, at the moment, as we know, C still in the hands of MnG. They do have control of the balcony, but Star's not really making much of it just yet. He's keeping eyes across, getting a couple of spawns in towards him if necessary, but you can see the counter push is beginning. And to be fair, the Chinese side do have those 2 flags, so they don't really need to worry about too much. They've got that lead, they've locked it down, and they are really making it hard work to even get across towards B. Reed is the man daring to make a push, but he knows his players around. Frozen going down not too long ago will give that away. He's going to be turning this one over, but fire comes in from the opposing catwalk. He's going to have to be careful, use the cover as best he can, allowing his teammates to push through, be a pest by C, and they have claimed B, but still, it feels as though it's a matter of time before it gets claimed back. 26 tickets is not a lot to work with, and they're losing out on towards C. Styles has to come back and try and get this one, but he can't even see the players on this site. They're playing it so well already, they just know where the opposition is, and they're just making it very hard to get any shots against them. You can see Cuckoo there just peering up, playing smart, using the FAMAS, taking his time, and at the moment, I think those 21 tickets are going to be falling pretty damn quickly if they keep this up.
Yeah, definitely, but this is possibly the best soldier you can get in Dawnbreaker here. It is, Monster needs to be the one to do the big work here. He needs to stop this 2-man push onto A. But with an A, B, and the upper balcony, this is definitely what you need. But you can already see XGS getting ready for that push onto A, but they are being slow down.
Yeah, and it's all Monza right now. We saw a big play from him initially towards his side. These nades are going to really hinder what he can do, but he's still staying alive. He does have backup here, and this street push coming in from the opposition really not paying off. His teammates are now falling, so he's going to have to weigh up his options if it's worth just hanging around here on his own, maybe go for a bit of a lap of doom around the side. Take his time, maybe wait for the recap rather than the flat-out challenge. He now knows there's players there. You can see the respawns. He caught a glimpse of another. He knows there's at least one more player here. Has to back away. Takes down Smashu. C is still in the hands of the opposition. He's got backup in the form of Reed. Reed picks up the kill towards Bro, and that is A back in their hands. That was a lucky exchange. I'm not sure if lucky is the right word, but it was a good exchange to go in their favor. So it seems that the Chinese side will just be walking away with B still in their hands, but for how long more than anything?
Yeah, but finally, MnG's kind of opposing. Oh, that's a brilliant kill on middle on Ming, and that kind of opens up a chance for a capture on B. They also get the upper balcony control, and finally, the Italians have woken up in this game, and now they're starting to take what was a 90-ticket lead down to the 50 mark. And with this AP hold, you know what, they can still take this, but it's going to be difficult. They have to play a very, very solid defense here.
They're going to have to pull something out pretty damn good, as you mentioned, to drag this one back. XTS push back towards C. They have got the kill on towards that catwalk. That's Bro opening that one up, running with the Ace 23 there, looking for a way through towards that B side, but you are working with a vertical disadvantage. Obviously, Rave already set up waiting here. Going to be pushing forward for the challenge. Doesn't just sit back and wait. He's going to try and pick that one up, and that might have been a mistake. Frozen's now having to push forward, maybe desperately trying to pick up C as a bit of a consolation prize more than anything, but he's actually going to be roping around, going to be challenging out on that B side. He's going to get caught in the back. poor choices were made, but his teammates are picking up the C site. A is still theirs, and that ticket lead is low, but they can still chip away tickets from those. Reed gets himself back towards that B site, has to hold on, can't do it. Cuckoo comes in, picks him up, and this looks like it should be the last real chance here. Maybe a couple more tickets could be bled away, but still, 40 tickets isn't huge considering how big the deficit was at the very start.
Yeah, definitely, and right at the end there, Smashu playing a very smart role there, waiting around the B flag, not actually on it, but in a position to defend it, and that was the last chance, really, for the MnG guys. And Smashu, twice there in the end of that round, when they far ahead in tickets, was a critical player that managed to break the MnG hold, gets behind at that A flag, gets that pick, opens it up, might not get the flag, but at least has a bit of a respite into that ticket bleed that was going on. And Monster, even though picking up a 10 for 9, he did such a good job on that A flag and really kept MnG back in that game. And you know, that could have been a lot worse for the Italians. Only 40 tickets, but still,
yeah,
it took them a long time to get into that game.
It really did, but I want to see more of them. As you said at the start, they were a little bit here, there, and everywhere. And looking at the kills alone, you know, XTS looking very strong there as well. You know, Cuckoo 16 to 9, 20 to 11. Kills aren't everything in Battlefield, but it certainly does help. Hopefully we'll be back underway nice and quickly into this one, and there won't be too much waiting around here, because obviously you guys at home can get involved with your predictions. Do head over to the social media sites listed down below. We'll be going to the second half in just a second on Dawnbreaker. And at the moment, I'm not sure who really I'm rooting for, because as you said, MnG, that's a horrible name to say, did come into their own towards that later half of the game, and there were some good 2-1 holds, but they kind of seem to fade away to nothing very quickly. So hopefully they can kind of change something around and maybe find whatever side to work at the end there. But who's got the harder side now on this one?
Yeah, the Italian guys and MnG are going to be struggling in this one. They're obviously going to go for the boost here, which is definitely what they need. And obviously, XES did great with that. The Exertus guys really got a handle onto that B flag early. Took the slow road to A, got it, but they got the initial kills, and they kept that bleed straight from the get-go. And you know what? MnG need to do that. They need to keep control of the bleed from start to finish here. That 40 tickets might not sound much, but when you start 150 tickets per round, it's still a tall order against such a team like Exertus here.
Let's see how they do, as we will be seeing Exertus, as you mentioned, on the US side. So let me switch the overlay over because it was lying to you before. At the moment, it looks like MnG have bullied their way in towards the B side, but will they expect Smashu round the side? They've got themselves really dug in here. Smashu did find Frozen, but I think that's all he's going to get in this situation. Maybe a better idea to take his time, wait for some respawn speed. Looks like he wants the challenge here, and he can actually pick up Reed as well. That's good play from the side. And he's bought enough time, he's taken enough kills to open up B for his team. But you can see already, Rave going for the long way around towards C. But the rest of MnG are kind of stuck up by A. What else can they do here now? Is it just a brute force game, or is it time to go back to those strategies?
Well, Reed went for the random spawn and got it basically where they started there, and not exactly what they needed. And you can kind of see that the ticket bleed Exertus are now just going to go for that BC. They've got someone on the upper balcony. They'll harass that A flag when they can. And what is it with Smashu? Just seems to break open defensive positions here. That's the third time in a row I've seen him do it now. He's doing a great job there.
Yeah, Smashu is a bit of a beast. I'm going to sit on board with him, and as soon as I do, of course, he dies to Reed there. It's Caster's curse pretty much coming in, but C still up in the air, still up for grabs. It looks for now like it's going to be going over towards the Chinese side, but for how long will anything? 3 players on balcony for XTS, looking across, fire coming in. They're sending Cuckoo in. Man to man. You can see the nades are going over, removing the cover for the opposition. Rave has gone down, so that'll be Laguna exchanging that one, but there's still players here. It looks like MnG really are trying this one. They feel safe enough on A. Revives do come through. MnG is in trouble. Reed gets the shot, does not take him down too easily in the end. It was a bit of a weird exchange as MnG does manage to stay alive in the end. It does pick up the site for his team, and it's now back to B we go. 3 players present for the side of XTS, but the nades coming through from that upper balcony, not really making it easy. And there's Monza again, and here's the guy who's a bit of a monster by A. I feel as though you leave him here, you're going to be in a bit of trouble, but still, 2-1 hold at the moment towards XTS. Smashu is up and kicking this time, but it's all about that catwalk play. Those nades are coming raining over as Rave does manage to pick up a kill, but he may be in trouble now as the fire does come through. Surrounded now by the opponents. Oh, good work coming in from the side there, and a good counter push from MnG, picking up this B site, working off the A flag, and I'm kind of hoping they can do something with it now.
Yeah, but you can see that crossfire that the Exertus guys are putting on here with the upper balcony and also from the buildings, and really just causing a lot of issues here. High Frozen managing the last guy left and managed to get the kill here, but Exertus are constantly keeping this pressure up. They're constantly coming off the catwalk here, and finally it pays off and they get control of B. And I don't like this from MnG. They're going the long way round for that C flag, and that's great, and it'll pay off eventually, but they don't have many tickets to play with. They got to be quick.
Yeah, let's bear in mind, if the Chinese side of MnG do drop below 40 tickets, this is the first map over them. Brave, once again, as you mentioned, taking the long road around, does get himself towards the C site. No real challenges just yet. He's fairly safe here, but round the back, Cuckoo has come around for the surprise, does take down Brave, and he should be able to at least challenge on this one. Looks for the follow-up. Vanis not quite doing the work. He's run out of bullets there. He looks to hop himself over, get involved. Ming doing the damage, though, picking up a nice double kill, alleviating the pressure away from Cuckoo to pick this one up. And it looks, for now, like XCS are back in control.
Yeah, and they're focusing on this BC, and that's what I'm seeing from Exertus here. They're just playing this game pretty straight up. Let's just get this BC and hold it. If it goes wrong at B, let's just switch up to A. But in most cases, they're just playing for that B flag, and Langa, they're getting a 3-man kill over at B. And this is really just a very strong game, and very standard in a way. Just hold that 2 flag, don't do anything crazy. But as I say in this, it looks like they're even going to go for a trip cap here. But yeah, that just solid play from Exertus right now.
Yeah, very solid, actually. They're looking quite dominant, as you're seeing that MnG barely found themselves a spawn here. They've kind of been struggling quite drastically. Rafe has got himself at least towards that C side, so he should be picking this one up. But the challenge will be coming in. He does manage to find Cuckoo, who's been challenging that one time and time again. So that's fairly safe for now, and I'm curious to see if anyone actually decides to push across, because at the moment the catwalk is under fire. Bro does find Moser, and they've held onto this AB hold, the more ideal setup, denying the counter push across from the Chinese side. And those 40 tickets now aren't that far away. 70 tickets to 40 is pretty close. A 2-to-1 hold is going to start hurting 4 players into towards that inner building section, being naded down. You can see the push is starting to begin. Reed is tucking himself way behind there, but Laguna's nade is going to start hurting, and Frozen does manage to find one. The counter push has begun. It was actually Cuckoo's nade finding Reed in the end, and it looks like they even want to go for C, or they're just coming around the back, and that's what Ming's done there, picking up 2 back-to-back. Beautifully played out, and pretty much a complete squad wipe coming in for XTS against MnG. So, as we said, those 40 tickets now very, very close.
Yeah, Ming only trying to just really cement this victory on this map. Just brilliant job from Exertus here, and you can kind of see MnG kind of started grouping up there in the middle of the house, and they just got picked apart. And you know what? They did great at the end of the last round, but maybe that was just Exertus kind of taking the foot off the pedal a bit. And yeah, this is just nasty right now.
Yeah, this is garbage time. It's a little bit of a one-sided game. Even the pistol shots just coming out for the fun of it from Cuckoo, who's been pretty on point, to be fair. There's the 40-ticket threshold. MnG now have to look towards the next map, and do you remember what that was?
It'll be Paracel Storm, and that's Exertus' map. So MnG
Ouch.
picked Dawnbreaker, and they don't do well on it at all. They just never really seem to get to grips at all. The first map, they started on the easier side, and they couldn't even get the B flag off a bat. They didn't even get any nades down onto the tunnel, which is something that's, to be honest, what every team should be able to do. And as soon as they didn't do that, there was nothing to stop Exertus from just powering through and capturing B and A straight away.
Well, we are seeing Exertus in there, and let's just check in with the scoreboard before we go to the second map. And you can see it across the scoreboard as well. 12-4, 13-8, 10-4. XTS barely went down. Considering there were squad wipes just coming in time and time again against MnG, they were really struggling from the start. So I'm hoping they can pick it up a little bit more in the second map. As we said, there was a little bit of a glimmer of hope for them on the later stages of the first half, but that seemed to kind of fade away even at the very start of the second half. So I'm hoping on the next map, as you said, will be Storm, and maybe they can do a little something. As you said, though, it's not been their ideal choice, but, you know, these maps, everyone plays them, everyone's played them a million times now. It's not exactly too much to assume that they know how to play it, but whether or not they can play it to the same standard, I don't know. I'm just hoping they have a little bit more than they had previously, because if it's going to go this way, it's going to be a very quick first game. And, well, you know, second bracket games, or second group stage games, should I say, or whatever you want to call it, the second stage games, are going to be, you know, extraordinarily good. But, you know, MnG, they needed these points to get themselves even near that top 10. And if this is the way they're starting out, it's looking like they won't be making it through to those group stages.
Yeah, and I think they're really up against it. I mean, Dawnbreaker is really much more of a team kind of map. Parasol Storm coming up, man, is such
Yeah.
a infantry focus one. And seriously, the Exertus guys are carrying the weight of quite a experienced infantry lineup
Yeah.
here. So I think they really do have a big edge coming into Parasol Storm. And more importantly, they have a one map advantage as well.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Even if they mess this one up, let's say they, Exertus don't find their footing here. They struggle a little bit. Maybe it gets away from them. They have a too big a ticket disadvantage going on in the half. They still have that third map to turn it around, and that's what they can focus towards. But I can imagine they'll want to do this one pretty damn quickly. If they've done so well on the first, they'll want it pretty damn well on the second, because that second half was over very, very quickly. So I'm not sure what to expect from the next map, really. You guys at home, let me know your thoughts. Obviously, that's how you can talk through to us here in the studios. We do like hearing from you. Me personally, I'm not too sure. But there's Dogbut's Twitter. Tweet to him. Dogbut loves hearing from you guys. He's a big fan of social media. I also posted a lovely picture of him getting his makeup done from the other finals we had. So if you want to see that, head on over there as well. Don't laugh at this, Dogbut. You look beautiful. It's the first time I've ever seen Dogbut looking presentable. It's been very strange. Like, I never look presentable, but Dogbut, it's a whole new thing. So do head over and check that out. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Obviously, over 1,000 of you. Who's paid for you lot to be here? Has Dogbut been using the Dignitas money again for, extra needs? I'm not sure.
Skin code giveaways.
That's what it is. There we have it. If only I knew. Anyway, guys, do let me know how you think this is going. Do you think Exertus can turn this one around? I do want to hear from you guys in chat. I'm watching you deep down. I don't watch all the time, but when Dogbut's talking and I don't want to pay attention, I look towards Twitch chat. That's all I have in my world. This is now my life. Reading Twitch chat. But do get involved, obviously. It's very easy. Do make sure you head on over towards the Twitters you can see down below me and give us your predictions. And make sure you check out the brackets as well, because the second round is going to be pretty damn hard for any side coming into this. I do want to head into those and actually give you guys a little bit of a glimpse as to, well, how this could unfold. So let's just look at it this way. So let's say you make it through the first game. Let's say you do well. Let's say, okay, we've got the victory. Let's say you're XTS, awesome. You've got Fnatic. No, excuse me, you don't. I was thinking about the other game. That would be the the original game we were going to watch. That would be Fnatic in the second round. These guys would be having the endless joy of Epsilon, who are first in the season. So not really a easy way through this. And then after that, if you do decide to make your way through, maybe ESC or Infamous. Either of those, not too easy either. But with the likes of Dignitas, Pyrogen, Meet Your Makers, Planet Key Dynamics, Fnatic, Zaquo, or either team that make it through, it's not going to be too easy, really, for any team going into this. Certainly a hard task. So make sure you guys head over to the battlefield.esl-1.com site and check it out for yourselves, because it's all there for you. You don't have to listen to me and think that I'm lying to you. I'd think I'm lying to you. Don't worry about it. So do make sure you check that one out. And it's the top 12 who qualify, apparently. So top 12 who go through, according to our admins. I'm going to trust our admins. I'm not sure, but I'll trust them. Is the server up for you, by the way, Dogbut?
Something's happened, but I don't know if it's me or if it's a server.
Yeah, me neither. It seems to be taking its time. We're going to see how that one goes. And while that happens, I can show you the season rankings so far, because who doesn't want to see that? Who does not want to see season rankings? I'm hoping that everything's working. Hopefully our admins can give us a little bit of a nudge. Zombie, I will show you gameplay when there is a gameplay to show. Do not fear. So I believe it's the top 12 who go through. At the moment, I'd say the top 5, 6 are pretty much solid. Once you get to 100 points, you're pretty much safe. So winning one cup pretty much secures you within this. But everything else could change. There's 3 teams kind of tied on 30 points, should I say. And then, you've got No Mercy, Asus, GC, AV for the win, Infused even. All these guys, I'd say within the top 16, could probably get themselves up there. So I'm curious to see who can really start making it through and actually start causing a little bit of problem, because there is a lot to be on the line here. Because the group stages does mean you can have the chance to go through to the finals, but as we know, group stages aren't the easiest thing in the world to get through, because as you mentioned, and as we know, Epsilon, Fnatic, Meet Your Makers, Pyrogen, Dignitas, all very hard teams, and you can assume that one of them's going to be in your group, so not going to be the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, and the group stages is definitely where everything gets really interesting. And just one team has to just step up on that day, and everything goes crazy, and it just really does start to get a bit messy. So I think everyone's going to be quite interesting in how that group's going to go. And you know, you look at Epsilon and Fnatic, Meteor Makers, Pyrogen, Dignitas, Planet Key, Execo and Infamous, you know, those guys will probably, you know, be the top guys in the group. Obviously, we've got ESC, obviously, down there, and so is Uditas and Wartime Dignity and Asuba. But any of those teams in the 10th spot right now, if any of them come out big, they can literally throw everything up in the air and find themselves in the final.
Well, they certainly could. So I'm just going to check on that server, see if it's actually working now or if it's just chilling out. I'm getting the blinky thing, you know, the little white thing that's just blinking away. It's just chilling out doing that. So I'm going to try and sort this one out. And hopefully it will stop hating me pretty soonish. Hopefully, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to have to try and restart this. So we can just talk a bit more, Dog, but just keep talking to me, all right? Because right now I'm trying to fix things, and normally it's me breaking them. So it's a little bit of a tough one to me to actually make things work. So just talk to the people. Tell them how you are, how your day's been.
My day's been fine. Telling you how to fix this problem, very easy. Well, it happens every so often now. You just got to restart your Origin, and it's away. Yeah, it was good. Got to meet Jack Frags. I've met him once before though. Playing Crisis, another EA title back in the day. Me, Zacubus, and two of our news writers in Dignitas played him on stage at an event about 5 to 4 years ago.
Wow.
Back when he was still playing CS. We played for about £1,000.
Did you lose?
No, we beat him.
You won, really? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm really not sure.
Brilliant. And I always make sure I remind him. It's all right. I found the videos on Quad V, so...
Oh, well, you looked back through the VODs to find a moment where I beat Jack Frags. Is that really what your life has come to now?
Yeah, that's what my life is. I've got a lot of free times, you see, Pansies, so
Sorry, pal.
managed to do that. It's okay.
Right. Well, whatever gets you through the night, you know, I worry about you.
Got a picture of the score, like printed out and put on my ceiling. So before I go to sleep every day, I can see that I beat Jack Frags.
I get that.
Yeah. It's along with any other of my victims from the past.
There's not many of them, so...
Oh, well, I think that there's far more in my competitive career than, say, yours.
Be careful here. Let's not go down this route. You know, to be fair, though, I actually think you've... hold on. See, the only thing I remember you playing was terrible games that iSeries put on a stage. And you're like, well, it looks like free money in this. Let me go and take part. So I'm not sure about you, Dog, but, you know, you say you're a good player at these games. I've never seen you do anything. You know, it's just Dogbert walking around at iSeries looking a little bit drunk, and that's pretty much it. That's all I see. So I'm not having any of that. I'm having none of that. We'll see how it goes.
I think you're just pretty mad, but I'll let you off.
I'm not taking it.
Mad 'cause bad.
Wow. I'm actually getting abuse from my co-caster. That is great. Professional, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we do. But I am hopefully trying to rejoin that server. I've done everything that has been instructed. So it should work. So you can stop listening to me pretty much, because I don't like listening to me. I like getting into the game and seeing what's happening. But my game takes a while to open. It likes to take its time. My PC is running off. I believe it's a hamster actually inside, just on a little wheel, just turning away. Very old school CPU there. So I'm hoping it will get underway nice and quickly. Until that point... just for my sake, I might... Do I? No. I was going to put it to a break, but I am going to put it to a break.
And get a burrito.
Oh, you have no idea how good the burritos are from where I live. It's so damn good.
I just opened one nearby in Newcastle, and I'm just like, I need a burrito every day. It beats Greg's.
I have a problem. I miss Greg's. If any of you are English in chat, and you ever come to an event in Germany, just bring a Greg's with you, because I'd be eternally in your debt. Because German food, we're live in the ESL studios here. We don't get the best of food at times. It's not great. It's not Greg's. Greg's sausage rolls give me weight problems. But anyway, I think we are almost ready to get underway into the game, so I can stop talking nonsense. There we go. I do need to apologise for that. There's not much I can really say in the fact that my game decided it wanted to stop working. You got to see a defibrillator kill. It's a beautiful time to be... see, I like the defib kills, but I prefer the robot wars that we get going every now and then.
Yeah, that's what happens if you ever spec the dig guys. They will bring out the bots. It is just a matter of time. I was playing actually just before, and I managed to get a kill on Stormzy, one of the Swedish casters. I killed her with EOG bots. So
we should do caster wars. All the different casters should just come and play against each other with robots.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I mean, at the end of the day, the bots are the superior equipment in Battlefield. Easily the best. Easily.
100%. I'm surprised people don't use them. It's not like they're banned or anything, but, you know, just... You know, I wish we saw more of them, but obviously we are just waiting for these guys now because we did give them a little bit of a tough time with me deciding to... well, I didn't break the game, but the game decided to break on me, so we'll be getting ourselves underway as soon as everyone's ready and back in the server, so... Hopefully it won't take too long, and all shall be good, and we can kind of turn our minds towards what we're going to be seeing here in the second map, because... Okay, no, that's a good point. You just don't eat good German food. I probably am not, but the thing for me is, right, I'm going off track. We will talk about the map in a second, but for me, like, I like spicy food. And it seems that a lot of the Germans where I'm from, or where I'm living at the moment, they don't like that much spice in their food, so I'm just sat here like, I kind of miss a little bit of spice here and there, but... Maybe it's just me. Maybe I am missing out on the good German food because, you know, a lot of the Germans I speak to are really proud of their good food, and I'm like, I'm not sure. I haven't had a Greg's, so I'm not sure. But anyway, off the topic of food, we'll be going into the map in just a second. It will be Storm, as we mentioned, and I'm not sure if everyone's in. There we are. So XDS will be on the US side, so I can switch over the overlay so it's not lying to you guys at home, and the Chinese side will be MnG. Now, first map was picked up by XTS on Dawnbreaker, so a very different map. But what sort of things can we draw from the first map that may be able to apply to this one?
Really, if anything, it was XES kind of solid, holding that 2-flag advantage and just really pushing for the bleed to do all the work for them. Probably look for the same again with a B and A hold, but at the same time, I kind of feel that this map is going to favour XES's kind of more aggressive infantry style, so we'll have to see how MnG are going to respond to this here and there. They're going for a very unorthodox push onto that A flag, committing 3 people to it, and it's just a 2-man over to B, but, you know, this is all going to come down to the initial clash here.
Oh, and I do love the way they've sent that one man round the back side here towards those houses, getting straight away involved. It'll be Laguna, if I can actually say his name right, but he does get caught in the end. And it will be that B side going over to MnG. The site over towards A is still being contested at the moment. It looks like MnG will actually be coming out on top of this one. I think they've eliminated... No, there is still one man on the site. Smashu is still waiting. It looks like he wants to go for the challenge rather than the flat-out cap, but he could be in trouble. I think he's got a respawn coming in towards him, being caught in the heels, though. He's gone down rather quickly, but Cuckoo did get the spawn, but immediately in trouble. Fights his way out, but needs to now find a way through. Too many players, too overpowered. A is theirs. B is theirs, and XDS are left out with just C, so quite a nice start for MnG.
Yeah, that unorthodox start from MnG, I think, really threw Exertus off. They probably didn't expect that many people at that A flag. They kept their attentions down on the cargo containers, and then Assault really just came in from the seawall and really just messed up their well-put plans. And Assault, once again, making a push onto that C flag here, and he is causing a lot of issues, I feel, for Exertus off the bat here.
And let's see if he can do it. And I like the way they're playing. They're not going for the flat-out exchanges. They're sometimes going to be maybe going for the recap rather than the challenge, and that's what they're doing. They wait for a respawn to join him. C is looking vulnerable. I can't see any players actually up on here, so Assault could be picking this one up. He does have one member with him. That is Reed there, so C is going their way. B possibly being contested now with that storm coming in. They're going to have to be careful here because the tickets are getting a little bit low for XTS. They've had a good chunk removed away from them. And on their map, that's not the ideal start. So, A is in the hands of XTS. They look like they're going to be winning over towards B, but I'm not sure if they're set up perfectly to maintain it. But still, maybe MnG forgetting what they were looking for there, maybe losing out on the better setup they had, or maybe looking to reclaim that B side now as they do have the players getting into the positions. But will they be able to actually lock this one down? Ming and Laguna picking up kills each, and, well, picking up more kills. That is almost a squad wipe as only one man was left standing, and Rave is that one man. And it's going to be a triple cap coming out for XTS. After a little bit of a shaky start, it looks like they found their footing as Laguna finds Frozen, and it's just a real painful time for MnG.
Yeah, really, really painful. And MnG defense on the B flag here is what cost them that. They were bunched up out behind the B flag and really weren't able to put up a fight when it came in. They got surrounded and massacred, basically. And you know what? They put in a lot of effort to get in that C flag, and they just didn't rotate quick enough. And they pay for it with the 2 flag hold against them. But you know what? XCS doing pretty good to stabilize the situation here. But MnG, if they can keep doing what they did at the beginning here, this could be a big upset.
It certainly could be, and they're playing it quite nicely. They are sending the one man out to A after they picked up the kill. That'll be Rave there. So mid pack down, looking to defend this. No one really there to challenge just yet either, so they could be picking up this triple cap if they pick up this B side, and it looks like Styles is going to pick that one up. The respawns for XTS are pretty damn far out, so it's going to be a pick up on towards C. And well, let's see if they can do it. Bro is making his way through towards the side itself. Looking for the opposition. He's caught a glimpse of him, but he's a little bit late on the trigger there. Gets taken down in the end. And now MnG has to pick up the mantle. Not going to go straight in for the revive. He knows where the player is. Those nades going to help him out. He should be able to make his way through. He caught a glimpse there of Assault. He takes him down. C is now up for grabs, but whether or not he can do anything with this, I'm not too sure. And MnG certainly in a good position now. Certainly better than they were, and it looks like they're going to have to try and defend the next assault coming through. Reed will be trying to lock down A by his lonesome. He's got a little bit of company now coming through. Frozen does come over and join them, so 3-man stack towards A to defend against 1 man. A little bit of an overcommitment maybe, but Brozef could get a good couple of respawns towards him. He's caught a glimpse of one. He's going to go round the flank. Oh, he's not been noticed. Respawns are coming in thick and fast. Bro's going to be looking dangerous pretty damn soon. If he lands this shot, it would be absolutely ideal, but has to duck for cover. Gets the assist. Should be able to now convert this one through. If he picks this one up, he doesn't get it in the end. And as you said earlier, Assault being such a pain for the opponents.
Yeah, Smashu playing a very, very long game, holding out at the radio hut, going all the way round to the BC single house and getting the kill there, and eventually hopefully getting the capture of B here. Finally Exertus stopped that bleed, but I mean MnG really doing a good job here, but they need to start keeping tabs on where a lot of these Exertus guys are, because man, that's a full wipe. MnG are off the board completely.
Yeah, just Reed alive now. He's going to be spawning in by C with the rest of his teammates, but you know, Frozen did pick up a great double by the exchange at the end, but MnG seems so scrappy at times. They never seem to get that kind of firm hold on these flags, on these sites, on these rotations. They never seem quite as solid, but individually they look brilliant. Frozen there does find himself coming back in, but it's Reed picking up the kill, taking back control of these buildings, picking up the B side, but they're not too sure where the opponents are. It's going to be Cuckoo around the side, running with that Famous. You can see the spray down coming in. He does get the connections finally towards Rave, opens up towards A. That is possible for the taking, but B is where he's going down, and Styles is laying over the nades, heading up and over, looking like he wants to pick this one up. It is neutral at the moment, but I think there's still a player on the side. He's going to be surprised he doesn't get the shot towards Smashu. Smashu will stay alive on this one, but Frozen did get respawned. He did get revived. He's going to have to try and hold on his own, and at the moment his teammates not having to be there because, well, the oppositions are taking each other down, but very close at the moment. There are respawns on towards him, and B is looking like it's theirs for now, but Cuckoo from the side laying down fire. It's a very close game, 67 to 77 tickets. This is going all the way.
Yeah, and those kills are coming in really, really good for MnG, but they've been thrown off our B flag. And there's that kill, very important one, coming in at the solo house, and that was Reed going down. And with that, nothing can be stopped really on that B capture. And you can already see MnG making a move for that A flag, but it's a very easy flag to get isolated out here. And you can kind of see how spread out they already become.
Yeah, Reed does get picked up, and the push through those trenches coming in from Cuckoo really not helping. I do like the individual play going out from XTS. I've got to say, the way Cuckoo's been on the rotates, the way they've been playing quite smart has really made it a pleasure to watch. But at the moment, it looks like the Chinese side will be looking towards that B side, but rather than claiming the houses, they're going for a push straight across the middle here, and it looks like maybe Reed's going to be in trouble very quickly. There's 3 players around him. Laguna has found Frozen as well. He's now against the odds, nading up and over. His teammates not being able to control the sides, but round the back you can see the players moving in. That's Bro coming in. MnG's going to pick up the kill, however, and it looks like B will be staying for now in the hands of XTS, and they will be getting that B and A hold.
Yeah, very good for them. This is the one I was saying they were probably going to be going for, that B and A. You can already see that Smashu and MnG taking up a position on those 2 houses, and that's going to be their position for majority of when they have this 2 flag hold. But yeah, MnG have really good moments, but they just don't seem to put it together for much long. They don't have a very good defensive team. They seem to do good on the attack, but after that it just seems to fade. And the Exertus guys are such good individual players that they can really just break in and cause so much damage.
Yeah, let's bear in mind the kills at the moment. Obviously, Laguna on 16 to 8, Smashu 11 to 5. Now, these two have been really outstanding so far. Laguna is being supported by Smashu in the end across from the buildings. Assault will go down, but you look towards the other side, not many people are sitting all that positive. I don't think anyone actually is. Only Rave sitting even on kills. But the scoreline is still very close in tickets. So, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, but still. It looks like MnG might trouble very soon in this situation as MnG still laying down the fire from the buildings. And at the moment, XTS just constantly seem to be having control here as Smashu will be challenged up, but the crossfire is coming in constantly. MnG having the crossfire towards him, Smashu just holding the push. And it's just been this perfect combination, finally being broken through from the side there, but still, it's not given much towards MnG. They're still in trouble. They've finally got some sort of foothold towards the map. But I want to see them finally do something with it here. The nades are going through. Nice little work there. Doesn't connect. Reed now has to back away and look towards maybe picking up this A site. They've got enough people here. But straight away, I can imagine there's going to be a couple of XTS players saying, okay, you take A, we will take back C. Simple as that. We'll assume you overly rotate and we'll do what we can off the back of it. Because, well, at the moment, that's exactly what's happening. C will be going their way. But B now being challenged out by two players up against Brozef. He's got a little bit of support coming in. The first nade will fall. Doesn't get the connection. Bro now hunting around for starts. He's just around this corner. Oh, he does go down in the end. It looks like it will be turned over towards the Chinese side of MnG, who'll be claiming this one for now, but it's still a 2-1 hold. And those tickets are now getting really low for MnG.
Yeah, and Laguna playing very smart, catching two out on this three-man push. He eventually gets naded for his effort, but really held down that push on C and keeping this bleed going just a little bit longer. And that might be just what they needed here to push this lead way, way ahead, because really this was a close game up until that point. And now MnG, when it looked like they were going to get a two-flag hold, they got delayed just a little bit too long. And look at that, 55 for 9. And Exertus are already going to be pushing on this B flag, and I think this rotation is going to completely catch MnG out.
I think you're spot on there, as Cuckoo is already on this side. He's caught a glimpse of the player as Smashu did go down, so the calls being absolutely on point from Exertus as well. Cuckoo should be fine here. We see one man trying to make a stand. It's Reed heading in. He gets mowed down in the end by Cuckoo as well. Cuckoo has been so on point. He may not be the biggest fragger in the game at times, but the kills he gets have been so damn important. And with only 3 tickets left, MnG are really in trouble. I don't think they can do much here. And 37 tickets, it's not huge. It's a lot better than it could have been, but I don't know. They fell back into their old habits, it seemed.
Yeah, good start. Really caught the Exertus guys off. Took them a long time to get around it, but that individual skill is what's causing the MnG guys a lot of trouble. And you can just see it in the kills once again. The Exertus guys are just much better when it comes to the infantry work, and they can rely on that. Where MnG really have to rely on 2 to 3 man pushes. And on that, saying that, Assault doing a great job of throwing the Exertus guys into chaos at times, but MnG not really able to capitalize on it.
No, and it's not been looking too good for them. MnG struggling now to even break positive on the scoreboard. I think only Rave actually managed it in that game. Let me just double check for you guys. Yeah, Rave 12 to 10. The rest not too pretty, but we do say kills aren't absolutely everything in this game. They don't make they make a good difference, but it doesn't necessarily just win you games as it may do in others. So I'm hoping there's a little bit more hope there for the MnG sides. They've shown glimpses of real promise, but as you said, they just don't seem to have the individuals to kind of follow it up. So I'm not too sure. And yes, Dogbert, that is perfectly fine. Look at you go.
Make sure.
Look at you. Dogbert is so useful to cast with. Normally I'm sat here on my own just being absolutely useless and breaking things. And Dogbert makes things happen. So, good guy Dogbert. But guys, once again I do ask you to get involved via all our social media aspects. Do head on to the sites down below and check it out. And do obviously follow both of us too on Twitter, because it does help. We do tweet out every time we go live. And actually tomorrow's games are the 2 semi-finals and grand final of the Final Cup to decide who will be qualifying into those groups will be actually casted by the one and only Dogbert. So do make sure you follow him. It will be on this channel, but 2 different casters, because, well, I need to be, put away for a little bit of time and leave Dogbert to become the caster that he can be. But guys, let's head into the game and see what's going down here. On the US side, it will be MnG, so the overlay is not lying, and Exertus will be on the Chinese side. And let's see what we have going on right now, because, well, I've got to say, MnG, if they drop below 37 tickets, they'll be dropping out of the very first stage, and I can imagine that's probably their chances to get towards the offline finals over and done with. So this is do or die for these guys. And how's the start been for them?
Well, actually quite good. It depends on how you read it. They are not the MnG guys are not going to have anything out on that A flag, but they do start off with B and C. But look at that spawn on the far left here. Very irregular to have that so early in the game, and that's Bro7 and Langa, and that's really opened up the solo house. And man, this might actually be very dangerous right now, because they might lose this B and C flag, and they might just be stuck out at A here.
Well, I also want to mention the amount of engineers we're seeing actually running out at the moment, just to destroy all the cover of those buildings. It was a real problem for MnG to get the control, and it looks like they're maybe trying to fix that on this half, but let's see how it goes. All sides are up for grabs. Rave is now in a one-on-one. He's going to have to pick this one up. I think his teammate eventually helped him out, taking down Laguna, and A has been confirmed as going towards the MnG sides, and B has gone towards the opposition. So 2-1 hold in favour to the team who have the deficit. It's not a bad start, as you mentioned. It's maybe a bit unorthodox with those spawns coming through, but it seems to be paying off in the end, and they need to keep getting these tickets, going against the opposition.
Yeah, just keep this bleed ticking over. Try not to engage Exertus on the kind of an even playing field, because that's what's been helping Exertus so much. They can win these one-on-one exchanges, so try and just not fight them. Get the flags when you have to, but really just trying to avoid these head-on fights that they're getting into right now. Just look at it. Across the board, Exertus getting exactly what they want, and they're threatening the trip cap here.
Yeah, and Laguna's just being an absolute monster at the moment, every single time. With the crossfire of Smashu and Ming coming in, it's really not helping. Smashu doesn't have the cover he previously did, but they're still working out with a triple cap here. They are just adding insult to injury, and Smashu just getting a couple of shots on the cross, now understanding where those respawns are coming in. It looks like there may be an exchange going down towards that, I think it's the A site, excuse me, as Laguna did go down the end, and now Bro has to be a little bit more careful. Assault is holding this one, and he has been a key player for the opposition, but still, a 2-1 hold is not ideal. We see finally the XTS side reclaiming that B flag as well. They're not letting go of this 2-1 or this triple cap right now, as Assault is once again the only man standing, and he's going to have to try and save this side, because at the moment he's outnumbered, outgunned, and those tickets are going to start falling away from the MnG boys.
Yeah, and this trip cap is really... And this is even worse. Smashu's got a read on where that spawn is, so the Exertus guys know exactly where it is. It's going to be up in the top left of the map, and this is dangerous. They'll get the C flag, which is great, but then they'll be fighting against pretty much free pillboxes in the houses and the two flags in the middle, so definitely not what you need when you're already behind in tickets, and I think Exertus here might start running away with this game.
Well, it's starting to build like that in tickets. You can already see the slight advantage forming on that scoreboard, 100 to 114. And as you mentioned, C has stayed in the hands of Exertus for now, but... sorry, excuse me. I am losing my brain. MnG have got that site in their hands for now, but already there's a counter push coming in from the opposition who'll be claiming this one back, because why the hell not? They've lost out on A, so let's kind of cut our losses and pick up another site instead. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be coming down to a 2-1 hold, because the C site has been bullied off, and only Styles is upstanding by A. He's going to claim that one over, but still, this 2-1 hold after a triple cap, I don't think there's enough really here to do for the MnG side. They are just struggling so much to find any sort of route in. They're losing on the one-on-ones, as you said, and they just can't find a way back into this. Stars is trying to buy time here. He's playing it smart, but every single time it's only 3 players alive. If that good work from him takes down Cuckoo, we know that Cuckoo's generally the leading man of the other side who comes around towards these sites, and we are finally seeing a breakout play from Rave. He's going to be trying to pick up this B site for the boys, so they have got the 2-1. And I'm curious to see if they can get C. They have got a player onto it, so maybe able to turn this one around. XTS have fallen by the numbers. Laguna and Cuckoo, the only 2 alive. And let's see if they can do anything with this. Cuckoo is getting himself round towards C. Laguna goes down towards Rave, and it looks like they're going to try and start their reclaim by the C site. Cuckoo leading the way. He's got players beside him now, Smashu and Bro, and now Cuckoo comes around the back. He picks up Assault. Looks for another. Not going to find it too quickly, though. But still, 76 to 94 tickets. It's still not a pretty picture, bearing in mind 37 have already been removed away on the half, let's say, from MnG.
Yeah, and it's a key thing there was Exertus spawned in the top left, which is the position that we obviously in MnG in before, which was so devastating for them. Difference was they didn't get a read on the spawn. They didn't get the spots in at all, and Assault was completely caught out in the cold when that attack came in. But saying that, MnG have almost had a full wipe of Exertus. That is a full wipe, and once again Exertus are being relegated to that top left, and this time I believe that the MnG guys are probably getting a read on when that spawn is, and with that, a possible contain is coming up.
Well, it looks like here comes the challenge. XTS are going to try and pick up this C-side, already stop it going straight into the hands of the opponent. Laguna around the backside. He's on 11-3 right now. I want to stay on board with him. He's probably going to be 11-4. Of course he is going to be when I follow him. But still, he's been playing brilliantly. Smashu, excuse me, is the 11-3 player. Laguna's on 7-8. And Smashu is eyeing up that A side. It's getting a little bit closer on that scoreboard now. MnG have taken a small lead into this one, but rather minuscule, as Smashu will find the kill towards Rave, open up the A site, claim that one over. B being a bit of a graveyard, the last man really standing was frozen, so he should be able to swing that one back in favor to MnG, but it's going to come down to these one-on-ones now. Who's going to really walk away with this? Because Styles is still around the side. He's going to be trying to pick up the kill. He's done so towards Smashu, and well, nicely followed up by Reed with a double. So they're going to claim A, but they're being challenged on C, and now MnG could be in trouble with these nades. But you know, that's a triple cap for a second against the XTS side. They're not in a brilliant shape right now.
No, and more importantly, the MnG guys are rotating quite well, and they're finding out where the spawns are coming in, and that's where they're going to be able to keep this containment going. This C flag is great if you want to just get completely bled out, and right now MnG are absolutely stepping up here, and this could be a massive upset.
It really could be. 69 tickets. They have to stay well in towards that section. And it's just about even, I'd say, now in favor overall towards MnG, who are going to be picking up this C site. The respawn's been fairly favorable towards XTS until Brozef just went down on B. So at the moment, XTS are in trouble. This could be going to a third map. MnG have turned the hell up. 3 flags in their hands, 24 tickets to work away. XTS have to pull out something magical here. We see a 2-man split O towards this A site. MnG has found Assault, so, and here comes the rest of the boys. Cuckoo finding Styles. That's opened up A for now, so that's going to go their way, at least for a second. Smashu has got a player just in front of him, though. He's going to have to be careful. I don't think he knows exactly where he is. A is up for grabs. We're seeing the Assault coming in. He does pick up on towards C, gets the revive. So XTS are in dire straits at the moment. They are really in trouble here.
Yeah, and it's all about the rotation for B right now, and there was 2 fights going on. Obviously C went decisively at MnG, but the one at A didn't. But MnG have broken through and gone for A as well. There are 2 fights going on right now, and if any of these go against Exertus, there's nothing they can do, and right now they've got the bleed, but with only 8 tickets remaining, they got to be very careful. Yeah,
they have little to nothing to work with at the moment. As you said, any kill coming in against them could cost them this game. So 8 tickets now left alongside them. They're going to have to try and do something incredible here. The kill's not going their way. They're going to try and pick up this B site. At the moment, Styles has got himself in there. He's done the job, at least for now. So this could be going over towards the other side's hands, but Bro swiftly over towards C. It's going to be a real battle down towards A as well. Every single kill will now matter. Reed coming through for MnG, trying to find a way. 5 tickets now remain. This is going to go down to the wire. Reed has won the one-on-one with MnG, and it looks for now at least like MnG could be doing this.
Yeah, very, very close here. Reed just holding back this way, and he does it. That's a complete wipe. Reed held off the last push onto the A flag, and with that, MnG are going to force this to a third map, and who would have believed it?
I really cannot. From the first map to the first half of the second map, everything looked like XTS's favor. Everything, the way they played, the way they handled it, it was all theirs. But at the end then, they became a bit of a beast. I'm very surprised to see that. So well played to them. I want to see what the scoreline was at the end in kills alone. So who really? It was Reed. Reed just became a beast with Styles. Those two constantly being pests, being real pains towards XTS. And MnG had a quiet half. Cuckoo was doing fine, but the rest very quiet compared to their first half, and I think it just costed them that. So what is the third map we might be going to?
We're going to be going to Locker, which is yet again another map where I kind of feel is going to favor Exertus, but apparently if I say that, the team I say is favored will lose. So we'll have to wait and see. But, you know, MnG did a really good job in the last half of that game, and I kind of feel that whatever went wrong for the Exertus guys, I think communication might have been one of them. They just started to be like, well, we're so far ahead here, just go get that flag, go get that flag. Oh, you didn't work. And then they were like, okay, we need to do it now. We need to just get in the flag, just do it, just get in, capture the flag. Each time they were frustrated, and man, MnG were just on a roll at the end there.
They really were, and as you saw, well, as you mentioned, Reed just held back the entirety of the opposition, and that final push that could have come in for them just got completely thwarted. There was no way through for them. So really well played, and well, we're going on to Locker now. I'd put Locker a little bit closer to maybe Storm, for example, than Dawnbreaker. Maybe in the way it plays out, it's a little bit more close range on occasion. I don't know, it's a hard one to categorize, because it's not as kind of completely fast-paced and messy at times like you get on Storm, but it's a little bit more structured. But whose kind of playstyle to this point do you think favors it? 'Cause you said Exertus at the start, but then let's take into account that second half on Storm. Do you think they could maybe do something with that here?
Yeah, possibly, but they need to just be very smart in their rotations here and see what they can do. This map really can just evolve into an AC hold for either team, but like I said, I still feel that this is an Exertus map. They just do have that overall better infantry style, I feel, so we'll have to see where it's going. Yes, guys, in the brackets, apparently it does say that it is already Exertus going through, but don't worry, this isn't some sort of conspiracy or Illuminati. It is just probably a mistake, and yeah, it is all to play for. On
God damn it, admins. How could they? How dare they make one mistake, you horrible people. Be nice to the admins, Jesus. They have to deal with players, it's the worst thing in the world. Anyway, I think we are ready now to get this one underway.
Yep. And
the US side.
Yeah, MnG, Jesus. I'm not going to say MLG.
See, you are going to get fired. You're never coming back now. Jesus.
They are going to be starting with the initial bleed with that B and C. And what happens when they get that C flag is they generally will end up just sitting there waiting. They can't really peek out too much because that hill outside of that C flag is pretty important. But the middle tunnel is where it all comes down to. Control of this pretty much opens up all three flags, and it's going to be key for both teams to control them.
Well, let's find out as we are live into the final map here. First map was picked up quite convincingly by Exertus, and MnG picked up the second with a bit of a comeback. So let's see what we've got going on here. As we said, MnG will be on that US side. Starting out here, straight into mid-read goes, picks up Cuckoo, and that is the perfect start. But you said it quite, well there, that generally it would be the C side going into their hands, as we've seen it now going. But Smashu is waiting to get involved, but so far, XTS not even picking up a kill, so a very quiet start for these guys.
Now they're waiting for their fifth respawn in. Probably going to put some pressure on this B flag, especially if they get the kills, and they're going to end one there, and Ming following up, and that's giving them control of the center of the map now, and MnG have to be the guys that are going to go on the offensive here. Reed trying to play it smart, that B flag, waiting for some respawns, I feel, but this is not looking good for them right now.
No, it's not, but Bro does manage to find one respawn, the revive shell coming for the MnG side. So 2-1 hold currently in favor to the Russians of XTS. Looking quite good at the moment, but we'll see if that can continue at this present stage. Laguna still looking for a way through. He's just caught a glimpse of one of the opponents heading towards that midsection. It's Cuckoo, who could be in trouble though. He's going to head forward. Laguna decides to take him down and make it harder, but he does get the revive, so still a 2-1. C is up for grabs, but looking at the map at the moment, it looks like MnG are looking around the back this time. Nades are holding them in place at the moment, as you can see them splitting their attentions around here, but they are being mopped up in the end by Laguna and Cuckoo coming around and doing the damage. Assault still standing though, so he could get some respawns if he does pick up this kill. Spots the player out, takes down Laguna. Good work from him, but they need to get moving. You don't want to give away that early lead or the early advantage that they could have had and let that gap get even smaller.
Yeah, and there you go. They're going to lose out on B, but they're going to pick up C and A. I want to jump in on Brosev here as he gets his capture of the C flag. What in God's name is he using as his main weapon? Very rare to see support, let alone an M240B with a flashlight as his... yeah, okay, I don't know. Either way, let's see how that works out for him. But either way, right now, Smashu and company are doing a great job just holding down this A and tunnel. And this is going to be a wipe on that push. Brilliant play by them. And right now, like I said, the individual infantry power is firmly in XTS's control.
Yeah, Laguna and Smashu both being monsters as well as Cuckoo at the moment. Cuckoo 7-2, 5-1 for Laguna, 4-1 for Smashu, and they have the ideal setup, as you mentioned. And at the moment, they're just mowing down any opponents who make their way through. So it will be Cuckoo holding and watching the push. He knows there's players here now. Reed does catch a glimpse. Reed was a pivotal member before, but a quick double push. Oh, a flat-out exchange. We'll hold on to A for now. Laguna maintains the threat on the side push, and it will be staying in XTS's hands at least for the next couple of minutes. But still, this is looking a very good start for these guys. A good 2-1 hold. Assault, though, looking like they want to keep going towards that A site. And, you know, MnG, what do they need to break through here?
Just like that, just rush through, get the kills, and they do it here. Langer's still around, though. He's going to be waiting for a respawns on top of him, keeping playing very smart, but they've lost out on that A and B, but they've done what they needed to do, and they've got themselves quite a significant lead here. There they go, they get shut out in the cold, finally, but this is the chance for MnG to kind of correct this deficit right now. And this is the one hold you need, that A-B. You can't hold it for long, but you can rotate quick off it onto the C flag.
Well, right now it's Rave trying to hold on. He's trying to do a bit of a read here. He does have Reed not too far away supporting him on the push, but still, he could be in trouble. They've held him off, but we are seeing a couple of breakthrough players coming out. It's Smashu being one of them, sneaking his way down below, nading up and over, not getting the shots he wanted. Reed does go down to him, so Smashu picks that one up. Bro picking up Assault. They've really chipped away the defense, and you can see him just dodging in between these bullets. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. Frozen goes down, and B is suddenly looking very, very vulnerable. This should be going over towards XTS, and a beautiful breakout play, and they're going to pick up A for their troubles as well. C will be left for MnG, and it's a bit of a switch around here.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what happens when you have success at both tunnel entrances, and Brosev's still running around with support.
Is he still running with that?
Yeah, he got 2 kills in a row of it so far, and yeah, I don't know what to say really. Changing the meta, but so far, yeah, there's another wipe over at B, and you know what, XES here are just starting to pull ahead.
They really are. 111 to 78, not a great scoreline. And I do want to stick on board with Broseph. I want to see what he's been doing with this gun. He's on 3 HP. Not probably the ideal HP to be sat on, but he has got himself in towards the side. They're going to get A for now, at least be able to defend it. And he's just going to sit down, chill out here. I guess he can give, you know, a good bit of ammo out, but still. B is the next side that the MnG side want to be hitting up, it looks like. Reed pushing forward towards Cuckoo. He does get taken down. Big kills coming in for Cuckoo. He finally gets avenged in the end, but still, I really want to see, where is he? Broseph. Well, there we go. See, the problem is, like, as soon as I go on board with him, of course he dies, but still, 65 tickets, not a lot to work with now, and they're going to need to really get back on form because they've let the players like Laguna, like Smashu, become the monsters that they can be, and it's just gifting them sights. That individual play just really paying into this one. Laguna now 11 to 4, 9 to 4 for Smashu, and these guys just in their own sights. It looks like Smashu's now more B to mid, and Laguna more of an A hold, and he's doing very well of it, but the counter push has begun from MnG. They are making their way forward. Bro does come in, gets the kill, looks for more, gets denied, and it will be staying in the hands for now of MnG, and they have the 2-1 hold.
Yeah, Smashy trying to break out in that C flag. He's probably going to wait for a spawn on him, actually. And there you go, there it is. It's Langer, and they're going to get this capture here, and it's really difficult to stop the capture of C if they get near that rocky outcrop. And you can see the only way to do it is to come round from behind. That's why that mid-tunnel is so important. Assault picking up 3 kills, running with the ACWR. Very good quick fire weapon, and just a lot of damage at close range. And that's what I mean about the central tunnel control, because it really can just easily get around the back of A, always can go for B, and more importantly, get that hovering flag, which seems to always be C.
Yeah, and even when Assault does go down, there was the avenging kill from the 2 pushing out towards A. Frozen very quickly coming around towards the outside of B, dragging the attention away from the players who may be forming a little bit of a push just to keep the opposition occupied. But we are seeing it getting a little bit closer here, but MnG could be trying to push this one as far as they can, but it feels like a matter of time unless they can keep this one up, as Bro's still running with that interesting choice. We are seeing it in full effect. He takes down Reed and might be looking for a couple more kills here, but he's struggling to find them as well. The rest of MnG are still holding on here. It's going to be a triple cap. They could turn this one around. They seem to be, like, you know, really dragging it out before they turn up, but at the moment they could be doing just that. And actually, XTS are really in trouble. Only Smashu's still alive. Ming finally gets back up and running, but Smash does get taken down. Ming now the last man standing. It's not looking good for XTS.
Yeah, that's a second wipe in a row and a full domination cap with a perfect contain right now. And you've got Reaver sitting on the hill there, that's able to hold down C. And look, Reed's coming through the tunnel as well. And you know, it just seems to MnG, whenever you push them down enough, they just spring out and just cause a surprise. And this game is leveled up for the first time since the beginning, and MnG doing a great job here.
They really are, and XDS just look a little bit lost once they lose that little bit of dominance. They've been left with C. A couple of players now eyeing up that B side. They're going to get a nice spawn round the back. Could go for a challenge. He's going to have to land a shot towards Assault, but we know he's been great close range. But it's going to be Reed picking up the kill in the end, who's just been supporting perfectly from afar. The back spawn once again coming out. Brozef holding on as best he can towards C. He's going to win out that kill. Switching up the gun this time, now running with the Ace 23 rather than the previous weapon he had in hand. But now XDS looking for that comeback, looking for the options to do so. Laguna finding Styles and getting the follow-up onto Assault has opened up B completely. And now it comes down to holding C, maybe looking for A, because those tickets are getting fairly low now for both teams.
Yeah, this is all up in the air, and this is Locker at its finest. We see some absolutely crazy games on this map, and right now it's a big fight out at C. It's a 2-on-2 hill control, obviously for Exertus better position, but it's difficult to get someone on the flag, and this is just two big fights, and now it goes to Frozen getting the kill there, and there's the capture at C. And while this is going on, Assault is once again harassing that B flag and making sure they just don't feel comfortable there.
Oh, but look out the breakout from XDS. They have got 3 players through towards A. Styles knows this is happening. He finds one in the heels, looks for the follow-up. He gets the tag, not going to get the kill though. He needs help here. There's one player splitting around the side. A looks at the moment like it's going to be going towards the opposition. Styles still not down, still pushing in. He does get taken down eventually. Frozen now from the side. Gets naded, gets tagged up, gets taken down. And for now, XDS pick this one up and they should be able to hold on to B. This could be their 2-to-1 hold, and well, let's see if MnG can do it again. Can they turn this one around? Because at the moment, this 2-to-1 hold is looking fairly good for XTS, but still, we've seen them lose out on a bigger, really bigger situation than this.
Yeah, they need to hope for a spawn down near B right now. They're not getting it, and more importantly, Brozef with the breakout kill on 2 so far, getting out onto that C flag here, forcing the MnG guys not only to be needing to push onto a flag, but defend their solo flag. And right now, if Brozef can get this, he'll probably guarantee the win on this first round. He goes down. It all comes down to B once again. And you can see MnG are really just trying to push every flag and hope for a breakthrough somewhere.
Yeah, let's see if they can do it. 18-17. This is becoming so damn close. Exertus finally taking the lead. Ming holding on, but he goes down in the end. And this is going to be the final push from MnG. This is all they can do. Assault now makes his way in. This is still the first half, bearing in mind, but Assault now comes around from the side through mid. They've got a chance towards this B flag, but they're then held in place by Smashu. It's almost too little too late, I feel. Styles is coming around. He's trying to pick up this B side. They've got C, but here's the counter push. Smashu, reading it perfectly, gets himself out towards C. So if they do lose B, they'll still have at least one neutral site, if not a captured site in their hands, leaving the rest to challenge it out. 1 ticket now remaining for the opposition. 14 ticket lead, still very close.
Yeah, 14 tickets, definitely not what you wanted when you had such control for so long. And once again, what is it with MnG? Waiting until it looks like it's a disaster and then pulling it out. And wow, it was really good from them. And you know what? Smashu playing smart at the end there. Could have just kept running into that B flag. Yep. Didn't, went out, got that C flag, and really just got themselves out of a very sticky situation there. But 14 tickets, man, that's not what they wanted when, you know, they really should be doing much better on a map like this.
They really should be, especially after such a great start as well. I really don't know. It's hard to see. You know, these guys had a brilliant start. XDS. They had the better positioning. They had the ideal setup. They had the kills coming in, and then MnG, as we now know, they decide to turn up right at the end. I don't know what to make of these guys. Out of nowhere, they suddenly become extraordinarily good at this. So I'm hoping that they can keep it up and they can keep going like this and they can really prove themselves to be a good team, because if they turn it around at the very end, after XDS has looked like the stronger side throughout the entirety of this game, I feel, until the second half maybe, let's say, of Storm, it'd be a brilliant upset, but it'd also shake up maybe some of the standings as well, because it's very close towards the position these guys are sitting in, around that, I think they're around the 13th marker, around that point. So winning this, getting through to that next stage could make a huge impact towards them getting through to those groups. And well, let's find out if they can do it from either side, both very close in the overall standings. But right now we're going to see who's going to walk away with this one. The US side will be XTS. Let me switch that one around for you guys. The Russian side will be MnG. And well, where are your predictions on this one?
I think MnG might be able to take this one. I think they, Brosev running around with support, really not taking it as seriously as he should. That being said, did still manage to get some kills with it, but, playtime's over. They need to win this one. 14 tickets is not that much. This is 1-1, and it all comes down to this round.
Well, let's find out here. Obviously, XCS being gifted B and A going over towards the hands of MnG, but we will be seeing now the challenge coming through. Styles will be holding mid. He's always been caught out with the worst timing, dropping out those nades, but as soon as he did that, he got pushed from the opposition, and now we see the assault happening towards A. MnG does go down, but the counterflank coming around the back. Brosev, what a perfect play. Sneaking his way around the back. He can get some brilliant respawns coming in as well. Spots out the one player. Does he take the shot? He has, and well, I'm thinking A's looking fairly open. Actually, no, there's two players holding on to this. Nades coming in. Assault has gone down, so they know roughly where he is, and I can imagine he's going to play this out for the respawn. They still have B, but they're being challenged out from the back of that C site, and XDS not making the most of the position of Brosev, maybe rushing those shots a little bit too much.
Yeah, more importantly, MnG kind of harassing, lost that C flag. iFrozen did not know that Kuko was around that flag and played the long game, waited for that rotate and caught out completely, but, it still doesn't really matter for MnG. They've got the flags they needed, and they're holding that A1 right now. I can't for Exertus, they really need to focus on B and try and break through there, but so far they're doing a good job at A. It's just Styles left remaining, and he plays ultra aggressive there, comes out, gets a kill on the Gunner, something you generally don't see on a defender of the A flag. They usually play a bit smart and just wait it out, but putting that early pressure, but look, Exertus on that B flag looking to make some plays and get this bleed off their back, because right now this is getting quite a significant lead.
Yeah, it's a brilliant start for the opposition, and well, they have just about lost out on B, but we are seeing Reed heading across. He's picked up one, gets denied the second, so XDS will have the 2-1 hold. Maybe not the ideal setup, however, as they don't have that A side. They've been desperately trying to get in towards it, but we'll see if that can really come through. Brosev has been a consistent pest, constantly at the heels of the opposition. MnG never been completely set up within the A side because he's been chipping away at them, but at the moment it looks like the push may be coming out towards Smashu on C. Two players deciding what to do here. The push also beginning in towards A. MnG coming out to support because Smashu caught a glimpse of them. He takes down one, the cover. That was Ray, but he now knows there's going to be one more on this flag. Trying to weigh up the options of which route to take, but it doesn't matter. He goes down, but Bro quickly spinning over, jumps down, but he can't find him either. He's going to have to land the shot. He doesn't in the end. Nicely held onto by Reed. Another big play from him, claiming the 2-1 hold. And this looks like they could hold on to it as well.
Yeah, Reed's just been doing a fantastic job. And she goes down to you get caught running in Battlefield, you're pretty much dead. There's not much you can do about it, and Kuko just waiting from back. And then another kill for him, and this opens up C. So Exertus, even though it was looking pretty bad for them right now, they're going to pick up this C and A, and with their positioning, if you look on the tabletop, pretty good. They're going to harass this B and hold A and C, and just keep the ball really firmly in MnG's court and forcing them to come forward. And you know what? Exertus is set up brilliantly to defend right now.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. So they have that one player Cuckoo outside. They've got two players roaming through mid, Laguna and MnG. MnG was a big fragger, but he's kind of been a little bit quieter this time, but sitting on 5-1 this time, and now 6-1, making it even harder as Reed, a key factor towards the opposition, has gone down, and that scoreline is going to start looking a little bit more favourable towards Exertus, as the 1v1 between Cuckoo and Styles does get one up by Exertus, so C will be staying in their hands, as MnG still being a pest through mid, and the more control they keep here, the more time they buy, the more tickets they'll be keeping hold of. And that's exactly what's happening. MnG is being an absolute monster. 3 kills from this one position. He's been yet to be worked out. There's 4. Does he want to go for the 5th? He gets his pistol. Oh, he took it too lightly. And this could be a breakout play now from MnG. 3 kills coming in, however, for the XTS side have kind of thwarted that attack. And this 2-1 hold will maintain, and a lot more off the back of those respawns.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, Exertus just seem to favour a 2-flag hold over anything, and the only time MnG have really been able to take the lead is when they've managed to get 2 good wipes, and more importantly, getting a trip cap. So you can kind of see the differences in playstyle here. MnG going ultra aggressive and trying to take everything, well, Exertus really just comfortable just keeping that speed going over and playing smart, and it's paying off for them right now. They are ahead, and more importantly, they are keeping MnG back.
Yeah, Laguna then just picked up a beautiful triple kill. One with a nade, one with a pistol, and just held on towards A. This individual talent is unbelievable, allowing MnG now to get back into this position. He's going to hold the push. He gets taken down straight away this time, but the crossfire already set up with Bro there, laying down the fire through that mid connection, maybe chipping away at the opponents, but Laguna now has to once again hold on. But those tickets are going to start getting very low for the Russian side of MnG. So this time, they take down Laguna. Styles does go down from the crossfire, but Smashu gets himself back here, so quickly picking up the mantle and then never seem to be out of position or caught out. But this time, here comes the push. Finally, the Russian side have made their way in. Styles edges forward. Reed picks up Smashu. This is looking much better, but round from the side, Ming comes in with Laguna, picks up 2, takes back the site, and they might just about hold on to this if they can thwart this final attack round the side. Frozen coming in, takes down the kill. A is looking more and more vulnerable. Frozen, though, has to land these shots, and right now the nades are holding them back, but his teammates are pouring in towards the site. A now being won out just by MnG. They've held on, they picked it up, but they might lose out on that B hold that they've had since the dawn of time.
Yeah, it's all about the rotations here, and you can just see Exertus. They knew that they weren't going to get the A, but look at this. Big mistake from MnG. Completely just left that A flag without getting the capture here, and that might be great, but if they get wiped out here, this is going to be really bad for them. Exertus here probably going to go and just fight out this B flag and then just capture A. This is terrible for MnG.
One mistake may have just cost them this whole game after such a close run. That is unbelievable. A still up for grabs. There's a back spawn for MnG, but look at the ticket difference in that time. And right now, B is being won over by Exertus. They've got B, they've got C, and they've already got players coming back towards A. They're not letting that go either. And this is looking like a bloodbath and a real kicker for MnG, who've let that one really slip. They're going to walk away with maybe B in their hands, but it's still being challenged out. You can see the back spawn for Ming could cause some real problems. Go around this, oh, he didn't reload his gun. Maybe not. Not too ideal there, but still, I've got to say it. This one small error has taken them down such a huge chunk of tickets. I feel as though it's almost game over now.
Yeah, they've got about one good push in them, but they got to play perfectly. They got a respite there. They could have survived that, and it was Assault spawning right at the back of A here. He ran in, but Kuko just took him out, and you know, I cannot believe leaving a flag like that when they got to get the capture. I understand they were going for trying to get the catch out Exertus on that respawn and wipe them as quick as possible, but they needed to keep that bleed, and just look at the tickets now, and they've only got 14 to play with. This is not good.
No, it's really not good. If the Russian side on the right side of your screens drop below 14, they have lost this one. So A now in the hands of Exertus for this moment. We see a challenge going down with Styles. He's going to jump in this one. Doesn't expect the immediate challenge. I don't know why. He spins around, and it wasn't an exchange. It'll be Cuckoo coming out on top. C has stayed in the hands of Exertus, and for now, I believe this will be the final chance. Reed and Rave doing what they can, but those tickets are too low. 16, 14 is merely a second away, and Cuckoo just needs to get a couple more kills. There we have it. The scoreline has dropped below what maybe MnG could have done, and I think it's time to be kicking themselves about forgetting to pick up that A site. As you said, they wanted that fast rotate, they wanted the immediate pressure, but you know, basic Battlefield, sometimes you got to play it, and it seems that they let it slip at the end there.
Yeah, they really just needed that AC at the end there. Try to hold that, but unfortunately for them, leaving that A flag so open like that, not even completing the capture, going on the offensive, that's playing with fire, and Exertus take the game to take series 2-1, and to be, if anything, Exertus really got a fight that they probably were not expecting in the MnG guys.
Well, Exertus now have another tough game waiting for them. I believe it's going to be Epsilon they'll be meeting in their second game coming up. So no matter which way they look at it, a good warm-up overall. But I think we have another game coming up in just a moment. We're going to jump into that as soon as possible. But considering that was a 3-mapper, I can imagine we might be limited to our choice. But guys, do stay tuned. It'll be Exertus going through to the round of 16. So guys, make sure you head over to the battlefield.esl-1.com site. Check it out there. There'll be more action coming up on this channel in just about a couple of minutes once we get into the next game in that round of 16. So do stay tuned. We'll be back in 5.